Yeah, I think so. I mean, since you've seen us, ever since we left Stanford, the team has played a certain way. We call it Bruin baseball. It's pitching, it's defense, it's opportunistic offense, and you've seen us. I mean, we had tight games in the regionals, we had tight games in supers, we had tight games here, but we're the only team that's coming into the National Championship Series without a loss. So they're doing something right, and they believe in each other. We have good players. They like playing with each other. They like competing, and those are all solid ingredients, I think, to a championship team. So it's fun being a part of it, really, and the captains have done a great job, and they just believe in themselves, and we've taken down some teams. I mean, if you start talking records and combined records and stuff, I mean, it's been a pretty impressive run. Well, you just have to have so much skill when you're talking up the middle of the field. I mean, catcher, we got a converted infielder that's caught remarkably well, and Shane Zeal, and then our defense, Pat Vlaka won the outstanding defensive player of the year in the Pac-12. I mean, he's had a remarkable year, 3 years of playing solid shortstop, and he's playing about the highest level he's ever played at. Cody Regis has played good at second base, and Brian Carroll, I think, has been a Gold Glove in center field. So, and we have some good corner defenders as well. Kevin Kramer at third is exceptional, and so we're defensive, and 9-against-1 approach when they're at the plate, and we pitch to contact, and we're not striking out a bunch of numbers. So it's we've had to have everybody, and they've done a good job of embracing that identity, and I think it's good baseball, and it's 9-on-1 baseball. We had Brandon Crawford, who's a potential Major League All-Star, and Nico Gallego, who was very good, and he made it back in Omaha in 2010. So that position the bar's been set pretty high, and it was set with Brandon. He was as good as there was, I think, in the country his junior year, really his entire career. And Pat's just gotten better every year. He's a different style type of shortstop. He's a little more conventional, just in the sense, he's not as acrobatic as Brandon, but he's a solid defender, and he's saved us in multiple games this year. Good glove, good arm, plenty of arm, and has really been the backbone of our defense. I think so. I mean, you could say that about Mississippi as well, but yeah, I mean, whenever Omaha rewards you for winning games, and they reward you by keeping you in the winner's bracket. And 3 years ago we lost that Friday game, and then Trevor had to come back on Saturday and pitch us back into the championship round. Well, we didn't have to play that extra game, so we were able to keep Adam for Monday and Nick for Tuesday, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday. But in terms of how you want to line things up, I would say that it's gone pretty well as planned. I think it's similar to the 10 team, in the sense that we were very deep on the mound. We were a little more offensive, I think, in 10 and really in 12 even. But this team has an edge to it, and they love playing tight games, and because they're used to playing tight games, and they're used to winning tight games. So I think I always say they're comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's a big part of this game is being comfortable at the end, and you just got to give them a lot of credit that they can self-control, awareness, those types of things that Coach Wooden, obviously in his pyramid of success we use. And I think you see this team have self-control and high awareness. I learned so much from Coach Gillespie, just in terms of how to handle wins, how to handle losses. I'll never forget, we lost LSU in '98, the first game, and we gave up 8 home runs, and it was 11-8, and he came in and said, okay, here's what we're going to do tonight, and then the last thing he said, we're going to win this tournament, and raise your hand if you don't think we're going to win this tournament. And then we jumped on the bus, and we ran, I think, 5 straight off, and I just learned how to handle things, emotions, team, and Mike's been a big part of my life and what he's taught me, and I've tried to carry that on in terms of what I've learned, and certainly at UCLA, I'm trying to teach our guys a lot of those learning moments. I mean, it's win's a win, loss is a loss at the end of the day. But I think, I would think the fans would appreciate this team. I mean, we're not the most physical team. We don't have the biggest throwers. We don't have the highest drafts. It's more of a blue-collar team. And I think the 3 games that we played here have been clean games, solid games, solid defense, solid pitching, really opportunistic offense. I mean, who's kidding who? And, at the end of the day, I think baseball purists appreciate that style of baseball.